Jason Lutz here for Tools of the Week. Now, somebody recently asked me, actually a couple people recently asked me, said, Jason, I hadn't seen any Tools of the Week in a while. Everything okay? Everything's going great. A little bit under the weather lately, a new allergy I'm trying to kind of learn and understand that has slowed me down just a hair. And so just trying to catch up. So that got me thinking. My tool of the week this week is your sales health. Now, when I look at sales health, I break it down into really three things. And I'm going to break this video into three different videos. I think it's that important. First one is physical health. The second one is your mental health. And the third one is your financial health. I think all three of those things when it comes to sales are critically important. And how you manage them will not only define your success today and your health today, but will define decades from now. You know, I this past week celebrated my 23rd year at my current employer, Residio, formerly Honeywell, but I've been in the industry over 35 years now. You know, it can take a toll on you. Sales can take a toll on you. How you manage that defines how successful you are and how you thrive long term. So my tool of the week this week is on sales health, and this first segment today is going to be around physical health. You know, when you look at sales, a lot of people say, well, Jason, man, it's not that hard of a job. You know, I've been up to the used car lot. Man, the guy up there is always a big guy sitting behind a desk. He doesn't look very healthy to me. Well, I understand. Not every sales job you got to be super healthy. You should, but you don't have to be. But in the traditional high-performing sales roles, you know, whether it's high-performing car salesmen, whether it's high-performing real estate agents, whether it's road warrior type salespeople like myself, you better be in somewhat good health or you're not going to survive long-term and you're not going to thrive long-term. You know, we get in the habit of, you get up in the morning super early, you're out the door, you're in traffic, sales call, traffic, sales call, traffic, sales call, traffic, sales call, hotel room every day. And that can take a toll on you. You tend to not eat great. You tend to swip through your favorite fast food restaurant, grab something, and off to the next sales call. Whip into your local gas station, Wawa, Buc-ee's, whatever your flavor is. Buc-ee's is mine. And you grab a quick snack, you grab a refill of coffee, you grab a Red Bull, and you're off to the next sales call. The challenge is all of that is unhealthy. You know, I tell all new salespeople, one of the things when they take their first road warrior job, you know, do as I say, not as I do. Don't eat through a window. Nothing good comes out of eating through a window during the day. You know, I'm not opposed to fast food every now and then. I enjoy fast food just like the other guy. But every day will kill you. And it will slow you down and it'll make you a very unproductive sales professional. You know, don't eat through a window. Stop at the local sandwich shop. Stop at the local Panera Bread. One thing I try to do is I find brands. I say Panera because Panera's a brand, a customer that uses our brands of products. I like to support people who support us. So I tend to find restaurants and local places where I travel that have my technologies installed in their facilities. And so I spend money with those who spend money with me. Completely unrelated to health, just something I do. And so find that local place, grab a quick bite, sit down, let your body decompress for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, and then head off to your next sales call. When you finish up the day and you end up at that hotel room, you know, so many times we think and we get stereotyped a lot that it's, man, Jason, dude, y'all go out and, you know, steak and lobster dinner every night and, you know, steak and whiskey dinners and take customers out and, man, you're partying every night. The reality is 97% of the time, it's none of that. It is sales call, sales call, sales call, sales call, hotel room. You know, go sit down, hotel lobby, you know, restaurant, get a nice dinner. DoorDash, get a nice healthy dinner. Go to a local restaurant by yourself, sit down, have a nice dinner. Get yourself ready for the next day, for those sales calls that you got to do tomorrow. One thing that I love today that I didn't see in the past. I see more and more today than ever before. And that is high-performing salespeople, high performers that are really, really engaging in physical activities. You know, you go down to the gym in the lobby of the hotel room, and it's usually packed with salespeople in the morning. You know, salespeople who work for me, you know, I don't personally do it. I'm not a big runner, but they love it. And they'll get up in the morning and they will go run 3-4 miles before every sales call. The amount of high-performing salespeople that I know right now that are involved in triathlons, like you're not seeing me running a triathlon or swimming a triathlon or biking a triathlon. Not going to happen. Not my jam. But I do love that more and more people are doing those types of things. And those people who do it, I don't know a single person who does triathlons that isn't an extremely, extremely high-performing sales professional. And so that encourages me, and that I love that. You know, many of y'all know that I sit on the board of a security industry non-for-profit, Mission 500. And while I love to raise money, and I think I'm pretty good at it, one of the things that we do with Mission 500 is we do an annual 5K as part of the big security convention every year. And I love seeing how much money I've raised off of all those runners that are supporting children in need. But the reality is, I also love that in the middle of our biggest industry trade show, in a time when those people could be meeting with customers, meeting with opportunities, meeting with vendors, sleeping, recovering from partying the night before maybe, 750 people every year take the trek out to a local park and run in our annual 5K or walk in our 2K. And I love that. Those are sales professionals who don't just want to win today, they want to win every day. So my tool of the week this week, part 1, your physical health. Don't eat through a window, get out and exercise, have fun, challenge yourself, and just eat healthier and be healthier. Everybody have a great weekend. It is beautiful here in Western Kentucky today. Have a great weekend. Monday, we go out and we sell something. Be sure to check in next week and the week after for part 2 and part 3, which will be mental health, very, very important, and physical health. Everybody have a great week.